My journey begins as I take a leap into a chasm and descend into the dilapidated depths. Wait, this isn't Hyrule. Are we doing Majora's Mask? You would think that after a fall like that, both my legs would be broken, but miraculously I differently abled that feature in the settings. The game tried to teach me how to focus, unaware that I have ADD. However, I was able to gain a fragment of attention. At the end of the path, a large door stood in my way. I was about to protest, but first I felt possessed to open a chest and get #blessed. I reached town to find that they had laid out a red carpet for my arrival, and opened the map shop early. I slipped underground, mind firmly set on my quest to murder 2 single mothers. While I was down there, I also thought I might save someone in case they become useful later. I tried to fast travel back to Dirtmouth, and yes, I say it like Dirtmouth, much like Dartmouth or Plymouth or Newfoundland. I went to unlock the station, but the mechanism was barred and replaced with a shard. I returned to the crossroads to take out my frustrations on a local cosplayer, after which I would loot from them the item that I would later use to shatter their dreams. Forging ahead, I encountered a shaman who sent me to clean out their sanctuary for the first time in 6 years. It had started to smell weird and become overrun with rats. I traced the source of the foul odor back to this rotten egg. The shaman tried to get me to take care of the rats as well, even offering me a gun, but unfortunately I have projectile dysfunction. Now sick of the crossroads, I decided to return to Dirtmouth to do some travel planning. Fortunately, Sly was selling tickets to the Forgotten Crossroads, goddamn! Zelda tried to compete by selling me a season's pass to the Queen's Gardens, but they're terrible this time of year. Sly sold me his old tram pass, allowing me to visit the ancient resting grounds. While admiring this statue, someone knocked me out, and I had this weird dream that a crazy moth gave me a rancid egg. I awoke to find that really happened. I continued wandering around in a daze until I picked up a cool rock and suddenly became aware of my surroundings. I knew I needed to get out of there, so I ran until I found myself in an abandoned stag station. I'm still not exactly sure how I got out from there. I remember a stag appearing before my very eyes despite the gate being locked. It told me to get on, and the next thing I knew I was back at the crossroads. I wallowed back to Dirtmouth to see Sly offering his condolences, and to show how sorry he was, he gave me the Tums Tums fruit, turning me into an antacid person. With my newfound devil fruit power, I floated my way into fungal wastes, but feeling uncomfortable around the locals, I decided to just book it to the station to catch a ride out of there. First, though, I went to pay respects to the dead, because in this house, we remember the elder. At the station, the trains were out of commission, and the vibes I was getting from the natives were just getting weirder, so I took a back road into Greenpath. After stumbling around in a dark alley, I found a key on the ground, so I pocketed it to definitely return to its owner later. Oh, not that dark alley. This dark alley. Now out on the streets, I swindled some dead rube out of a crystal heart, but that alone wasn't enough to cement my place in this new neighborhood. These ruffians were like a horde of bees, and I would keep getting pestered unless I took out the queen. As I chased down the queen bee, I ran into the king fly, and I managed to swindle some rube out of his jaws. Now it was time for the showdown. Before me stood the baddest bee on the block. Unfortunately for her, I had brought something from fungal waste that would be sure to secure my victory. A gun. I brought Hornet's reign to a swift end. She even dropped her Vivance. I took a nap on a bench to celebrate my newfound ownership of the streets, only to realize that I had actually fallen right into Hornet's trap. A prison reserved for gay babies. There ain't no easy way out. Other than to cheat, so I swallowed my pride and some cyanide and died, and once again I tried to navigate the hallows of Nest. This time around, I thought better of attempting to visit Un, seeing as I had better things to do with my time, such as acquire egg. However, my ego has taken a beating, so as a deterrent from soft-locking again, I decided to make the stupid idiot counter. I was fed up with Greenpath, so I resolved to once again brave the wastes. Playtime was over. It wasn't enough just to rough up someone tough and hope no one calls my bluff. To go into a place like that, I'd have to put a few notches in my belt. And it'd be expensive, but it's worth it for quality service. Count on Saluber to throw in a little Ritalin on the side. But don't go telling nobody. Once I started wandering, I felt welcome. Leg Eater's also a reliable source of notches, and the Mantis tribe was very kind to me, even offering me a leg up so I could reach the top shelf. They also showed me into their private sanctum where people go to clear their minds. After admiring this statue of the Dashmaster, I felt more focused than ever and ready to take on the... Wait, am I soft-locked? I managed to pogo my way out, but still, it was clear that I was lacking in foresight, so I went to ask the seer for advice, but on the way I got into a fight with a guy who had 0 chill, and ended up badly bruised. The seer only gave me some temporary HP. I was mad, but then I went for a dip, forgetting I had eaten a devil fruit. The seer is wise beyond her years. I decided to finish out Greenpath. I never even made it to the stag station. Are you kidding me? As I worked my way backwards through the beginning of Greenpath, I came to find that the hunter had missed the memo and gotten me exactly what I asked for. Now for the second time in 5 minutes, I'm operating on very low HP, so instead of engaging with the sea of enemies ahead, I decided to do as I am. Just avoid. I came to realize that I've rescued quite a few grubs by this point, so I thought I'd pay a visit to the old man. However, the bridge was blocked off by a Baldur's bodacious behind, so I'd have to go back through Fog Canyon. On my way out, I stumbled blindly into a secret room. I stumbled blindly. I stumbled blindly into a secret room and pathed past perils to pick up a piece of pale ore. I made it back to the grub nest to see bountiful rewards waiting for me. Turns out, if you bring this guy enough children, he returns the favor. My new child invited some of her friends to town, and I got real concerned about the types of crowds she's hanging out with. I thought back to my time on the streets, and I didn't want that for Casey, but then her friend slipped me some Adderall, so they're actually pretty chill. Now I have once again exhausted my list of options, but I have one last ace up my sleeve. There's one other thing I picked up in Fog Canyon. A travel ticket to the distant village. I figured that I might just be able to grab one or two more items, even if it means another soft lock. I'm going in to Hera's Den. Wait, what's that? Yeah! Okay, last time I logged on, the first thing I did was humiliate myself with the discovery of Swim. This time, I log on to find that the server itself is making fun of me for it. Oh, yeah, and I also got my second piece of pale ore. The Mothwing Cloak now allows me to see the Queen's Gardens in a way I've never gotten to before. It's even worse. In the deepest part of the gardens I could reach, I returned the love key to its owner, and they gave me Desolate Dive as thanks. I put it to good use, heading straight down into the mines. During the descent, I caught someone talking smack, so I went to attack, but Mantis Claws I lacked, so I'd have to come back. I was starting to show symptoms of black lung, so I took a rest at a bench. I did not just do that. I am not a stupid idiot. I am not a stupid idiot. I am not a stupid idiot. I put it to good use, heading straight down into the catacombs. I found this thing called a god tuner, but I see no god here except for me. I now had access to the city, which meant I could finally put all my relics to use, and subsequently my pale ore. But before I did that, I needed to make some money. Stupid. When you have a lot of money, you invest it all to make even more money. And that's exactly what I did, putting everything I had into the bank. But Casey wouldn't stop harassing that poor businesswoman, so I had to leave her in the car. At least she likes him. So after pilfering another pale ore off of Sly, I grabbed a key, unlocked the bathhouse, and got ready to swindle that poor con woman out of my hard-earned geo. Finally! Now that I've got you right where I want you! I'd like to buy all your nail upgrades. It was time to descend into the ancient basin. See, I could have used that key from earlier to open up the royal waterways, but I thought, no, I want to increase the stupid idiot counter again. Unfortunately for me, I'm cracked, so I was able to escape. I wish for a key. Hey, what do you know? Time to bust this bad boy open and reap the spoils. Oh, this looks promising. Let's go! I was running very low on available item checks, and growing tired of getting stuck over and over again, I hit a low point. I achieved peak stupid idiocy. You'll never guess where the Mantis Claws are. Wum, 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 boom. Let's go! It was time to get revenge on all the places that made me feel stupid, starting with this worm-forsaken crystal refinery. There was no force, natural or otherwise, that could keep my butt from that bench. I was locked in. Yes! Yes! This had better be something good. Woo! Oh, yes! Give me that stag! Another one. I am zoned in right now! Wait, why did you have this? Is this how you made all those children? I had a lot of questions in my head about where Casey actually came from, so I needed some time alone to clear my mind. Wait, who are you? Ow! What the heck? Right, hang on. Now I feel at peace. Lurian's energy had been condensed into an arcane egg, a reminder that all the most important things in this game are eggs. See? What did I tell you? I think a bus must have broken down on the way to a convention. These cosplayers won't stop harassing me, but they also keep leaving their costumes behind full of spare change, so I can't complain. In fact, I've been needing some cash. I now have enough essence to return to the Seer and collect the Lumafly lantern, because I am not doing Deep Nest without it. I'm sorry. I need to calm down. In the past, to cool my nerves, I would gaze out over the vast wilderness, go exploring, or listen to the sound of running water, but right now, what's really doing it for me is contemplating death. Look at this guy. So patient. I have a lot to learn. I had officially acquired my 8th mask, but even still, it wasn't enough to carry me through the Colosseum. With a mind as scattered as mine, those masks would forever be pointless. Or so I thought, but then I came across something that would permanently change my view. Squirrel enlisted my help, something about an old teacher of his. I told him that I don't provide those services anymore. He told me that it wasn't about her, but about a dream that she had, of taking down the the radiance. He needed me to make it happen. Monoman had passed that dream on to him, and he intended to do the same for me. You could call me a murderer, but I say I was helping a woman. A woman with a dream. And just like Coral said, that dream was passed on to me. He's gone. In Deep Nest, 3 major events would need to occur to take this plan into action. 1, I would be crowned king. 2, I would take Hera off life support. It had to be done. 3, I would get the Awoken Dream Nail. Truth is, by now I've already gotten Void Heart, but I still wanted to do Path of Pain because I like Path of Pain. Don't read into that. After completing the Path of Pain, it was time to see if this mod is truly based. You can redo Path of Pain, best mod of all time. It turned out Grimkin aren't allowed in the palace, but I'm the new king, so I make the rules. I stopped by the lake to talk to Coral one last time and bestow upon them a present, a flower that represents the fragility of life. Of course, I knew I couldn't actually give him the flower. So, in Coral's honor, I would make sure that flower survived, because I too had a dream of a better world where I wouldn't have to live in fear of losing such fragile things. For them, I would become unbreakable, and there was only one way to do it. No! I was going to toss my normal pills aside and fight the Radiance raw dog. I equipped my best charms and got ready to harm. Get ready to die, you rube! This is me at my most hyperactive! There's no hope. I lost. Just like I lost everything I held dear. You're wrong. What? You haven't lost everything. But I did. You, Monoman, Hera, and now myself. I gave you her dream, didn't I? Yeah, so? That dream, it was never about us. You will get out of my kingdom! This sun will never rise again. Now there will be 2 nights. I couldn't believe it. I had beaten the Radiance without any medication. Maybe I didn't need pills to feel normal. Sure, it helped to spend some time alone in a quiet place or scream into the void, but in the end, what I really needed was to allow my mind to wander and embrace the darkness within me rather than bury it.
So where do we go? And where do we go? And what can I do? And what can I do? And who can I be? And who can I be without you? I always knew that I was destined for something, but life would bring me down. I didn't believe in myself. You would say that I was blind, I saw no hope, but you could find the parts of me I couldn't see without your help. So where do we go? And where do we go? And what can I do? And what can I do? And who can I be? And who can I be without you? Be nothing to show. Have nothing to show. Would never pull through. I'd never pull through. I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be me without you. Wherever we go, we just need to keep moving forward. You'll see me go 1,000 miles. Wherever we go, we just need to keep moving forward. You'll see me go 1,000 miles. Wherever we go, we just need to keep moving forward. You'll see me go 1,000 miles. Wherever we go, we just need to keep moving forward. You'll see me go 1,000 miles.